Venezuela has been touted as a safe haven for whistleblower Edward Snowden to be out of harm's way after his leaks on spying stunned Washington. But widespread crime and police corruption have made the Latin American country a very dangerous place to live. Tessa Arcilia reports on how citizens are arming themselves and taking security into their own hands.
Nicolas Maduro's entire election campaign may have been based on the late Hugo Chávez's legacy. But if there's one major issue Venezuela's new president can be credited for bringing to the forefront, it's the country's lack of security.
You can be abducted even from your own home. There's no safety in our country.
Government figures show more than 16,000 people were killed in Venezuela in 2012, an increase of 14% from the year before, and a murder rate of 55.2 per 100,000 inhabitants, one of the highest in the world, making the high crime rate public enemy #1.
They attack, rob, and beat us. My father was killed near his home 4 years ago.
Enter the colectivos, or collectives, organizations that initially emerged as leftist revolutionary groups driven by ideology, determined to confront society's ills. Today, they're known either as protectors of the community or violent vigilante groups, depending on whom you ask. We meet Lisandro Perez, also known as Mao, a senior member of the colectivos.
Some time ago, American imperialism that had infiltrated Latin America and Venezuela in particular caused massive spread of drugs across our territory. We had to combat this disease. That's when the movement of Parroquia de 23 Enero started. We also started the Tupamaros, urban groups that fight drug trafficking and violence. We clean up the streets, so to speak.
Now, we're here in an area called 23 Enero, a lot of shanty towns here, and it's very pro-Hugo Chávez and also pro-Maduro, and it's also home to very strong leftist activism. And people here tell me that they don't welcome the police. They don't want to see him here because they say that the police here are corrupt. Instead, they have groups, armed groups, called the colectivos, who maintain security in this area.
They may be going after drug traffickers, but it's widely believed that at times they also resort to lethal means. Some locals say, however, that there's no alternative for now. Police corruption has been so rampant that in 2009, the government even admitted that 20% of crimes were committed by crooked cops. But the collectivo's self-proclaimed role as protector may be challenged as Nicolas Maduro pushes his secure fatherland plan, deploying some 3,000 troops into the streets of Caracas.
Let's take the example of the colectivos. They might help the government one day, and then they might become allied with local mafias on the next day. Mr. Nicolas Maduro, the new president, and with Chavez out of the scene, is certainly going to have much greater difficulty in bringing them under the sway of government policies and government orders. He's definitely getting into very, very difficult waters in there, because if he sends police forces trying to control them, that will definitely create scenes of violence, and those scenes of violence can turn very ugly.
And now Maduro's in the hot seat, having pledged to make tackling crime a personal priority, a promise he'll be held to by a politically divided population, united by a desperate desire for peace of mind. Tessa Arcilia, RT, Caracas.